Manchester United have just beaten Manchester City 2-1 in the Manchester derby. What a game. What a performance. What a result. Before I give you my match reaction, please do me a small favour and smash a like on today's video. Let's try and see 500 likes on this match reaction. And if this is your first time watching today, make sure you subscribe as well. We're on the road to 40,000 subscribers. Let's try and hit it by the end of the year. Go and subscribe now. It's completely free. Doesn't cost any money. Right. As always, I like to try and make my shows interactive, and I would like you to tell me your man of the match. I mean, it's pretty obvious who it's going to be, isn't it, realistically? But let's ask the question anyway. Let's all just spam Amad Diallo in the live chat. Spam his name, the Wonder Boy for Manchester United. Marcus Rashford, Garnacho, step aside. The new Wonder Boy is here. The star boy, whatever you want to call him, Amad Diallo. But what can I say? I mean, let's be honest. Let's go straight from the very, very off, right? Kyle Walker should have been sent off in that first half. Absolutely disgusting. Went down like he'd just been shot. Embarrassing. He should be absolutely ashamed of himself, Kyle Walker. That should have been a red card. Then, later on in the second half, Rasmus Højlund, that should have been a penalty as well. So let's just say that from the very, very beginning. Rasmus Højlund should have had a penalty and Kyle Walker should have been sent off for diving. 100%. So forget the scoreline for a minute. We should have had a penalty and a red card, which we didn't. Man City, as always, cheating. Anthony Taylor, absolute disgrace of a referee. And I think my match reaction would have been very different if we hadn't have won that game, you know? If we hadn't have won that game, I would have been absolutely fuming. And not with these players, because I thought they actually played quite well. I would have been fuming with Anthony Taylor and, well, Anthony Taylor, really, in the VAR. But anyway, let's forget about that. Let's try and be positive here. What a win for Manchester United. Absolutely unbelievable. And let's just sugarcoat this moment for us all here. Pep Guardiola and Manchester City have one win in the last 11 games. And we've just made it even worse for them. We've just beaten them at home. They've actually been all right at home as of late. Obviously, they lost 4-0 to Tottenham. But other than that, they've actually not been that bad. And they've got quite a few draws. It's been away from home where they've really struggled. But for us to go there and beat them, people will say, oh, they're missing Rodri. I don't care. The amount of players that we've been missing over the last couple of years, and people say it's not an excuse. You know, you can't blame injuries. They're missing one player and they're in absolute turmoil. Let's start from the beginning of the game, though. I thought the first half was pretty even. I don't think either team deserved to be winning. Obviously, as I said, Kyle Walker should have been sent off 100%. Mason Mount, obviously getting injured. That was really sad to see. But, you know, we're going to have a talk about Mason Mount on another show. I don't want to be too negative today. But yeah, Mason Mount, obviously, it's quite disappointing that he's gone off injured. But I'm just watching on my other screen here. My other screen, I can see all the Manchester United players celebrating with the Man United fans. These are the kind of moments we need to start building the momentum, okay? We've obviously won in the Europa League on Thursday, a good victory against Victoria Pilsen. We're now in the top 8 of the Europa League. We've just gone and beat Manchester City. We have to build on this. That's all we can do, okay? Amad Diallo, absolutely world class. World class. I'm going to say it. And people are going to say, oh, you're getting too ahead of yourself. Amad Diallo's our best player. He's levels above Mainu. He's levels above Højlund. He's levels above all these other players that we like. Let's be real here. Amad Diallo is absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. He won us the penalty. He scored the goal. Everything that we created today came through Amad Diallo, as it has been every single game for the last couple of weeks. He is an absolutely phenomenal player. And to think that he's still only 21 years of age. And you know what I love the most about Amad Diallo, right? Well, I like lots of things, but this thing I like especially about him is his ability to bring others into the game. And I absolutely love as well that Amad Diallo came here from Atalanta, I believe it was. Was it 3-4 years ago? He went off on loan to Sunderland. He went on loan to Rangers. He never complained. He waited for his chance, and look what he's done. These are the model professionals that we need at Manchester United. We need players like this who are hungry, they're determined, they know what it means to be a Manchester United player. You know, obviously he's not from Manchester, fine, that doesn't matter. But then you've got, again, I don't want to go over it too much, but you've got people like Marcus Rashford who, you know, are from Manchester and seem to put in less love and less care than people like Amad Diallo, you know? So I love the guy. Absolutely phenomenal player. But yeah, let's see what people are saying in the chat. Get your comments in. Make sure to drop a like on the video as well, guys, and make sure to subscribe. We are on the road to 40k subscribers. Let's see if we can hit 40k by the end of this video. Why not? Let's do it. Let's try and get to the 40k. That'll be a big moment for the channel at the same time as a big moment for Manchester United. But yeah, let's continue doing a bit of a review of the game then, shall we? So Amad Diallo obviously is the man of the match, without a shadow of a doubt. Absolutely unbelievable. Game changer. I've just got him on my other the screen here, you can see him celebrating, and he deserves it. Absolutely phenomenal player. In relation to other players that I thought performed well today, I thought the defence was solid. I thought Mazraoui was decent again. I thought De Ligt, Martinez and Maguire, I thought did really well. I actually would say that after Ahmad, Maguire was probably my man of the match, to be honest with you. I thought Maguire did really, really well today. And I know a lot of people are very critical about Harry Maguire. But again, Harry Maguire isn't world class, of course, right? But what I do like about Maguire is he keeps his head down, he works hard, he doesn't complain, he puts in 150% when he's required. Now, I'm not saying that give him a new contract, far from it. I'm just saying we need more players like this that understand what it means to be a Manchester United player. People like Ahmad, people like Rasmus, people like Kobe Mainoo. I think Ugarte's got that as well. Ugarte's got that hunger in him. We need to fill our team with these types of hungry players who love Manchester United and just want to win for the club. You can see how much it meant to Amad Diallo at the end of that game when he was celebrating with the Man United fans. So I'm so happy for him. In relation to the table, as I said before today's game, it doesn't make a massive difference in relation to our position in the table, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We have moved up to 12th place, so we've gone up one position, but Tottenham do play at 7 o'clock, so we could jump back down to 13th. But the most important thing here is, right, we are now only we're only 3 points away from 6th place. So, 12th in the table looks terrible. Everyone's like, we're awful. But we are only 3 points off 6th. So, if we were to win the next game and a couple of other teams were to lose, we could easily jump up to 6th place. So just remember that for a minute. But in relation to the performance today, I don't think it was lucky that we won today. I think we deserved it. I think we were the better team. Possession. When was the last time you saw a team go to Man City and have 50% of the possession? Because that's what we did today. We made Man City look so average. Even in recent games, I watched the Juventus Man City game. Man City weren't that bad. They were a lot better than they were today. And I think today we suffocated them. They had next to no opportunities. Their goal was dodgy. Again, awful defending from us from a set piece, which we need to desperately work on. I saw a stat at half-time that said that 50% of our goals so far in the Premier League this season have been from corners, which is a massive worry. To put into context, the second highest other team was about 20% of their goals from corners. So we definitely need to address the corner situation. But other than that, can you remember them having any opportunities? I can't. How many opportunities did you see Manchester City have today? I can't remember any. They scored a goal. It was relatively dodgy. And, as everybody's saying in the chat, Amad Diallo, unbelievable today. But I can see a few people mentioning his name, right? Harry Maguire, special mention today. Manuel Ugarte, special mention today. He was absolutely quality. Obviously, sad for Mason Mount. I am going to touch a little bit on Marcus Rashford and Rasmus Højlund. Quickly, though, everyone who's just joined the video, if you could do me a favour and smash a like. Let's try and hit 500 likes on this episode. And if this is your first time watching, make sure you subscribe as well. We're on the road to 40,000 subscribers. We're literally about to hit it. So go and subscribe right now. But yeah, in relation to Marcus Rashford and Garnacho, obviously it's a bit of a shame what's going on with those two. But what I will say is this: I have the maximum respect for Ruben Amorim, okay? I want a manager who has authority. I want a manager who's not scared to make the big decisions. And Ruben Amorim is that man. Ruben Amorim, yeah, his ability to drop Garnacho and Rashford, I think, was very clever, very well done. And you can see some people who are like saying, oh, he shouldn't, drop them. They should be on the bench. I mean, if he's done something wrong, I don't care. Don't play him. And they clearly did do something wrong. And we'll obviously find out a little bit more this week, probably, about what's gone on with Garnacho and Rashford. But to be honest with you, I thought, I don't know. I don't want to say we don't need them because we obviously need to strengthen in that area. But do you think we would have been better off today with Rashford and Garnacho? Let me know. I don't think so. I don't think either of them are team players. Rashford definitely isn't, and Garnacho isn't either. Whereas Amad Diallo is a team player. Mason Mount is a team player. Most of our other players are team players. Whereas for me, Rashford and Garnacho just aren't team players. I'm sorry. And they think they're both better than they are. But let's try and not be too negative on this. I'm trying to bring you all of the stuff that's happened today. The fact of the matter is Manchester United have just beaten Man City, which is a rarity. I know some people are going to say you're still 12th. Why are you so excited? I don't care anymore. When Man United win a game of football, I'm happy. Okay? you can only win what's in front of you, right? We're not the team we were under Sir Alex. We all know that. So I'm not bothered. Yes, we're still in 12th, but we've just beaten Man City. We made Man City look incredibly average. And as many people are saying in the chat, Kyle Walker should have been sent off in that first half. We should have got a penalty for Rasmus Højlund. Like, that game could have easily been 3 or 4-1. You know, if we'd have got that penalty in the first, the penalty on Rasmus, that could be 3-1. And if they were playing with 10 men all game, it could have been a completely different scoreline. But yeah, I think we deserved the win today. I think if we'd have drawn today or lost, I think we would have been absolutely robbed. And I think the fan base would be not only frustrated, but like, I don't know, I hope people will still stick with this team, or not, maybe not some of the players, but like, we'll stick with the manager, because we're going to have ups and downs, okay? This is a high moment. Remember this moment. We deserved the win today. It wasn't like what it was like under Ollie, where we'd park the bus and have one shot and score and beat them. This was actually today. We went toe to toe with Manchester City. Yes, they're not at their best, but still, as I said a couple of minutes ago, other than the 4-0 defeat to Tottenham at home, they've been all right at home. It's been their away form which has been particularly bad, I think, as of late. But yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely buzzing, as you can probably imagine. I was going absolutely mental when we scored those 2 goals. Absolutely crazy. I couldn't believe it. Let's see what people are saying in the chat then. Everybody get your comments in. Let me know what you think. Anderson says, what a game. Yes, 100%. Amazing game. Somebody in the chat saying, what's happened to Garnacho and Rashford? In relation to Garnacho and Rashford, the matter is simple. Apparently, effectively, they weren't selected. It's as simple as that. Why? We don't know. But Ruben Amorim said effectively that he'll pick players based on everything, on how they conduct themselves, how they train, and effectively he wasn't happy with something of their performance, so he didn't pick them. And I've got no problem with that. It's the same with, I don't know, if somebody else doesn't get picked next week and he says that they didn't train hard enough, they were turning up late or whatever it is, then that's not good enough. At Manchester United, if we want to get back to where we were before, we need to set high standards, And Ruben Amorim dropping Rashford and Garnacho and then going beating Pep at the Etihad, that shows balls to do that. And I have a lot of respect for him, And being completely honest, like, does anybody really think we would have performed better if Rashford and Garnacho were there today? I honestly don't. I think, yeah, I really, really don't. What have we got here? Somebody in the chat says we deserve the win. Romano says we won the game without Garnacho and Rashford, so that means we don't need selfish players anymore. Yeah. I think to be honest, like, Rashford 100% should be sold. 100%. Garnacho, I think, is all right as a kind of impacts bench player, but I wouldn't start him personally unless he changes his game massively, which maybe he will. But yeah, I just think, as you said, we need players who aren't selfish, and both of those players, Rashford is selfish and Garnacho is also selfish. But at least with Garnacho, he actually tries, whereas Rashford just walks around sulking the whole game. So yeah, there's a bit of a difference. Scott says, I feel really sorry for Mason Mount. It's such a shame. Yeah, I mean, it is a shame, isn't it? On a human level, you feel absolutely terrible for Mason Mount, right? But again, it raises massive question marks about the old people who were running the football club, the Ed Woodwards, the John Murtagh, the Rich Darnolds, etc., that they thought that signing Mason Mount was a good idea. He was injured all of last season. I think he played like 2 or 3 games. Let's have a little look. So last season, Mason Mount missed 27 games through injury. This season, he played a couple of games and then was just injured again for most of the year, isn't it? So yeah, I feel bad for him, obviously, on a human level, but the fact of the matter is, yeah, we're going to have to probably do something with Mason Mount. We can't just, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing we can do. He's on 250 grand a week. He's the number 7 for Manchester United. Like what can we really do? Like, you can't just terminate his contract. We paid like 40, 50 million for him as well, didn't we? Oh, so yeah, but let's see what else people are saying in the chat quickly. I won't stay on for too long. Daniel says that Harry Maguire was class. Yes, Harry Maguire was absolutely quality. Bjorn says that Ruben Amorim basically said the same thing about Garnacho and Rashford as he did about Sancho. He said the standards are not good enough. And we can all see that, can't we? We can all see that certain players, the standard isn't good enough. Gominda says, Ahmad plays from the heart and has the passion. That's the most important thing, isn't it? It's playing from the heart, having the passion, but also having the talent. And if you have all 3 of those things, you're going to be a good football player and you're going to be loved by the Manchester United fan base, Let's see what else we got. Osman says, what a team performance. Locked Manchester City completely out. We need to create more, but Ahmad and Bruno both could have scored before they did score. Yeah, that's very true, actually. I forgot that Bruno had that one-on-one that he should have scored. Obviously, Rasmus Højlund should have had a penalty, as we said, and Kyle Walker should have been sent off in the first half. We got a super chat coming in from DJG. I hope you're doing well, mate. He says, United are evolving. Even the media are now hunting down Pep. Well, I hope so, because to win one game in 11 as the Manchester City manager is, let's be honest, that's pretty poor, isn't it? And to me, it just shows that, as great of a manager Pep Guardiola is, he loses one player in Rodri and everything falls apart and he doesn't know what to do. I know I was talking to a Bayern Munich fan the other day. I know this isn't a Manchester City channel, but I was talking to a Bayern Munich fan the other day, and they said that when Pep was at Bayern, it was kind of similar, that, if he was missing a player, the whole team would fall apart. And he didn't really have an alternative option. People are asking for team ratings. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do the team ratings together then, shall we? So we'll do this. We'll do this together. So I'll read out the player's name, and then you can put your rating in the live chat or the comment section. Obviously, if you're watching it back on repeat, you can just put their names and the rating. So we'll go with Onana. I thought Onana was all right. 6 out of 10. He didn't really make any mistakes, did he? Martinez, I'd say probably 7 out of 10. He obviously got that assist, didn't he, for the Ahmed second goal. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for Martinez. I'm giving Harry Maguire an 8. I thought he was quality. De Ligt, I'm going to give a 7. Ugarte, I thought was quality. I'll give him an 8. Bruno Fernandes, I think Bruno was decent. Obviously, he should have scored. There was a couple of moments where he was a bit frustrating. I'll give Bruno a 7. Mazraoui, 7. Diallo, I think 6. I think he was a bit poor. Mason Mount, can't really rate. He didn't really play, did he? Amad Diallo, I'm giving him a 9. He was absolutely world-class today. Højlund didn't really do much. He was fighting with the players and stuff. You can tell that Højlund cares. I'd give Højlund probably a 7, for effort. In relation to the subs, Mainu, I don't know. I don't think Mainu was that great today. I'll give him a 6.5. I think he was pretty average. And then the subs, you can't really do any of the subs because it was, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. Thank you very much for watching the show today. I will be back tomorrow morning. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. This has been Daily with Devil, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye for now.